Now, as we come into Indianapolis in the dark and in the very, very, very cold weather today, we are going to look at the standings here. We've got Marco Espiotto in first position of 412 points. He is 40 points clear of Aaron Holloway in second position, with Polyamy in third on 363 points, so what, 9 points behind Aaron, so not too much in the gap there. Then it's back to Oliver Anderson in fourth position on 339 points, 3 points ahead of Nathan Moran there. But Baz O'Neill showing consistency, showing up and finishing the races up in sixth position there on 312 points ahead of Matt Ransley on 267 points. But Britt then in 8th place on 263 points, and not too far off either. John Dudley in 9th, one of the best races I've seen in a long time in any league last week. Between him and Oliver, epic stuff. Nathan getting involved with that there as well. So absolutely brilliant to see, and Marco Espiotto. So having a look then behind John, we've got Anthony Ferrante and a very good improving driver there on 198 points. Great race etiquette. Dave Hilden and Gary Smith in 11th and 12th are actually both out this week. They will be back next week, all going well. Then we are on to Stephen Glennon, who I know he's having issues with the steering wheel, so he may be out for a race or two more. So he's on 132 points, but then Cantona on 110, then Abe is on 99, Chico is on 90 as he had to forfeit all of his points as he has changed his car. Then behind Chico he's Matthew Brown, but he's only showed up to once so far on 90 points. Batek then, an improving driver, so great racecraft last week. Unfortunately it just wasn't his day on 78 points, with Peter Phelan right behind him on 75. Then Giles Holloway on his debut, P11 at 69 points for him. Then Jordan Townsend is on 49 points, with Luke Marie on 45. Then Hansen, Hannick and Hazard are all on 42 points. So let's get into the real life racing and on to our own guys. Enjoy, guys.
This is the land of Foyt and Unser and Mears and Castroneves, so you can't overstate how important it is to all of the drivers in this field to be racing on this sacred Here comes the other big passing point on this track, over the bump, into the Holman straightaway, into turn 7.
Special. Will he hang with it here? Will he try and dig deep and try and raise the bar a little bit more? I don't think anyone's out there who's going to really respond to this. Is the pole right now. Here he comes. Flat out through here on good tyres, heading for the stripe.
Rivera had that great first sector, gave up some speed in the middle. What can he do this time around? Alessio Rivera jumps back to the top by 58 thousandths, a 122.329.
I think this is going to be enough to get to the top and make him on row 2 or 3, I would think.
195, how about that? P1, Jules Gounon bumping Balzon off the pole.
Gounon and that Windward team are going to be very tough to beat.
Just waiting for the display of the stars and stripes, and as it is shown above the front straightaway at Indianapolis, a bit of a frantic start, but the race is on, and we're in pole position.
Good there by Mapelli in the black Lamborghini. Slices through and grabs third position. Nice start there by Russell Ward, our pole sitter. Good scratching now. Top 3 are already opening up a gap. 265 kilometers an hour as they get to that great pedal for turn 1.
A couple of spots now, runs third, stalking second place. Back left, now back to the outside, he goes to the brake. so, but Marciello keeps him behind.
He has to send it. He has to put it all on the line here to try and grab the win.
Marciello under the front straightaway. Craft Bamboo Racing and Mercedes win the 3rd annual Indianapolis 8-hour.
It's hard to believe we're on round 6 already. Unbelievable stuff. So we're into qualifying here in Indianapolis. We're going to drive there now. We have got 15 cars on the grid. There might be 1 or 2 more coming in. We are missing a few drivers tonight, which is fair enough. They've let us know, so we are down a bit again on numbers, but it is what it is. Life gets in the way at times, guys. But yeah, round 6. Hard to believe it. Nearly there, 80% of the way through after this race. Not 80%, 60% should I say, true, or 70. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. If Oliver does get to join in time, which I'm not sure if he can or not, can he make it 3 race wins in a row? It's been unbelievable for him. He had an epic win last week in Valencia, and of course the race before him as well. He got the race win as well. But this is Peter Phelan out there in his fresh livery, which I done from the Water Ferry Irish. We've got Brennan's Bread, RTE, a little bit of Guinness there somewhere, Jameson, Paddy Power, the whole lot. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do here. Polycott's in. Now, an old face for me as well is Mr. Polycott. He raced in Era, which was a league I was closely tied with for quite some time. I left it about 6 or so months ago. But great to see an old face coming in and joining us here, and hopefully he would like to race here full time as well, all going well. Good to see the old faces in. So you're very welcome in here tonight, Andy. Polyamy, of course, out there, gonna go about his thing, and Mr. Batak here in his new fresh livery. So new livery for a new man. His racecraft has changed massively, although I don't know why the qualifying's in daytime, but it is. But the race is set to night time, so this will be interesting to see. There'll be completely different temperatures to what they'll be racing in. Hello, Mr. Christian, how are you doing, young man? Speaking about ERA, there's the head of ERA there. How are you getting on? Hopefully you're doing well. You had a good race on Sunday. It was very unlucky actually in the end. To be fair, Christian, you had rapid pace around there. So obviously, you know, the practice that you're putting in is definitely working well. Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's going to be a night race, and we're only after releasing our Season 2 calendar literally on SimGrid this evening, Christian. So we've got some interesting races. A few 90 minutes, 1 sprint. With the Lambo and you. But the main thing is, I think you have it right and Matty Gamble has it right. You're sticking with the one car that you love. You haven't moved away from it and you haven't gone around. And I think that's going to play dividend, and that's why you are getting faster. And lucky for you, the Lambo is quite good amongst most tracks anyway. Obviously, every car has its weak track at some stage, but yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see as Esposito goes on to pole at the minute. He was fastest in the practice server by about 7 or 8 tenths. Polyamy out there. Chris Tedder's decided to join in and race tonight and not do co-coms, and he's just jumped into Beamer at the last minute, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. I'm expecting him to be our torpedo and clean out half the field, but we'll see as Chico now jumps onto pole position there in his Audi with Esposito second, Ransley up into third, and that is Mr. Giles Holloway up in fourth. This is only his 2nd ever league race, and he done epic for us last night as well. I said it in the race build-up video. He got his very first podium in his first race last night. Happy to see Warren Polycott. Yeah, Nathan Warren's been doing very well between, I think in Era as well, and then in Amigos. He's been having a great fun. I love seeing him in here. I think he raced in the Ferrari over on your side of thing, but great to see him here in the Bentley. But Giles, I'm very impressed with. Delighted for him now. And Aaron, his brother, is... Where is he? Just ahead of him, actually, in 6th position. And Aaron here is now, after getting a role inside of FFG, so he's going to be looking after any newcomer that comes in and giving them assistance. He's been absolutely exactly what I want from FFG. I just want people that are involved to look out and help out after other newcomers coming in and showing them the way. But Aaron's been an absolute godsend, so I think he deserves the role and deserves a massive thank you for his input in FFG as well. So Aaron, keep up the great work, brother. Warren just finished P2 in the Pro-Am. Oh wow. Oh, did your season finish? Yeah, Nathan, I'm telling you one thing. I'm sure if Nathan was in a faster car than the Bentley here, I'm sure he'd be a lot higher up, but he's still doing epic. Let's be fair about it. Cam Masters as well. He hasn't been seen in a race or two. Great to see Cam in as well. Out in the Macca, up into 10th position so far. There's Nathan, as you're just talking about him, in that beautiful looking Bentley. As he crosses the line. Where's Mr. John Dudley? I'm working on his livery at the minute, so you'll see this livery change from next week. After my exam, I'm going to do that on Sunday for him. And speaking of a livery I've done, did Baz update his livery that I've done? He didn't update it. I added a carbon splitter and carbon bits in it for him as requested, so it'll be nice to see how that looks when he does upload it. Well, Baz here doing very well. Oh, Oldham was actually the final. Wow, I didn't realise then that was actually Marcus's last actual race. God damn it, if I knew that, I actually would have said something in the stream about it. I thought there was still another race to go. But it was a pleasure actually then jumping on for the very last stream at Marcus. I really didn't know that was his last stream. So that was an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure then. Marcus is a good dude, and I do hope he comes back and finds love again for sim racing commentary, because he is very good at it. But I'm sure, like anything, people do fall out of love with things and hopefully come back into love with it in the near future. Battech though doing a great job up in 5th position. Let me see, Ferrante, this guy here is probably the best spatial awareness I've ever seen. Doesn't get involved at all in any mad racing. He is pro pace outperformed by sudden consistent. Yeah, absolutely. He did build up ARC and therefore era can't be understated. Who's this now? Marcus. Was Marcus there for the ARC side of things? No, I think he was in for the era side. No, he was the era side of it definitely in terms of commentary, because I had trained him in. I think he joined in January, and yeah, done a great job. He was one of I'd say, what was it? He was probably one of the only comms. Do you remember at the time we were trying to find commentary, and we had that weird American dude that was useless, and then Spitzer. Marcus was a gem, an absolute gem. So make sure to keep in contact with him, Christian, because he's an absolute legend. Absolute legend. But Polly Amy here, I'm expecting him to get a lap in soon enough, so we'll stay on with Polly Amy. Oh, Christian, don't remind me. I tell you, I've never even gone on. I have been tempted at times to go onto his YouTube to see what shite he's doing nowadays, but I couldn't do it to myself, man. He was an absolute disaster. So Polly Amy does need to get a base lap in. Yeah, so this is quali, and I'm just talking an awful lot of shite. So it's going to be a night race at 1 AM, so it's going to be interesting to see how fast they'll be in actual race conditions. Espietto back on pole there at the minute. Chico second, Dudley third. Tedder was actually up in fourth, so not a bad showing from him for our last minute drive. Nathan dead in 5th in the Bentley. Aaron in 6th, Batek up in 7th, Matt Ramsey in 8th, Podicott in 9th, Peter Phelan in 10th. Then we have Baz in 11th, Giles in 12th, Cam in 13th, Ricky gone up into 7th. That was a great lap there by Ricky, and he needed to get that in. He's normally in and around there. We're going to stay on with Polly Amy, or Ferrante, sorry, as he's up 1.2 seconds. So he needs to gain a little bit more time than that though to be jumping up a few places. So it'll be interesting to see, and I may actually have a look in a minute, so we'll stay on. He's not going to improve by much, so I'm going to jump on with Polly Amy, who's actually up a massive amount of time there at the minute. And if he keeps this up, that could put him up into 6th position at the minute as it stands. But Dudley's up time, Chico's up time, Tedder's up time also. So everybody is still improving. The fastest sector 1 is SBO, the fastest sector 2 is Dudley, fastest sector 3 is Tedder. As Batek goes into yellow flag, I'm sure he's just getting out of the way of other people. Black and sweet stuff. It is gorgeous, to be fair. I can't claim that one, unfortunately. Any of the stuff I've done's been random. Wait to see what I'm doing for Dudley, Christian. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I've done Baz's, so I've made that livery for him. But I've added chrome or a carbon to it, which should be there now. And where is Phelan? I'm loving Phelan's because it's as Irish as can be. He's off the track at the minute. But that has all Irish branding on it that he wanted and that as well. I love the black and green. Always pops out well, as you know, because you ran your Lamborghini black and green for a while. But Esposito has invalidated. Giles doing a good job, but just isn't where he needs to be yet. I'm sure he has a bit more time in him. The McLaren though, oh, Giles has dropped it there on the exit of that corner. But I'll go on with Frante. The McLaren is not the strongest around here. It's about 6th in the BOP. Yeah, Christian, I do like making liveries now. But I use a mix of blender, armor paint, and GIMP for the fine tune and stuff, as you would do yourself, you know. But very fun. If you've not used Blender for it, give me a shout, mate. I'm more than happy to walk you through it. It's actually, for certain things, it's fucking amazing. There's no other word saying it. It's absolutely brilliant. Frante has improved, but just, oh, he's about half a second off jumping at Baz. I'm going to go on Mr. Dudley here. Dudley, who came P2 last week, he had an epic race with Oliver, and I'm sad to see Oliver isn't here. He's probably on the beer, but he 2 race wins in a row. Unexpected, with Chico getting that drive through and John Dudley and him all the way to the line, fighting only 0.2 of a second in it, coming to the line from all race long. Was unbelievable. Well, Christian, if you ever want to have a look, I'll show you how to do the basic setup for it, for you to do it, and then look, the world's your oyster, you know exactly what you're at. But I can show you kind of the setup to get onto it, and I'm probably going to do a YouTube video, a very basic one for people, just do the normal stuff, and then for that more complicated, I can show people one-on-one. That's not a problem. So on with Tedder here now, starting his, I would say, essentially last lap, as I am getting text messages. But come on, Chris. That's the new racing line from Chris Tedder, everyone. Dudley though up 1/10 of a second and got impeded, so he's done. Right, Ransley up next. Although, oh, my Holloway here, he's up further up the road and he's up a bit of time. I'm really pushing for Giles to get a little bit up there as well, because he has rapid pace in Formula 1 side of things. And I do feel he is going to get his pace here week in, week out. He'll keep improving. Last week, he never ever raced in a league, never raced without like the racing line on or anything like that. He's not using any of that now, and like, he's very impressive. He made it through last week, came P3 in the Formula 1 yesterday, and that was a very good race as well. And look and see what he can do here now. He's up a bit of time here, just needs to keep it straight and on the track. There could be a position or two in here now. I run F1 2023 on a Tuesday, Christian, and then we've got the ACC obviously on the Wednesday, and I will be opening up another platform in probably just after Christmas, being realistic. I've set up the season 2 for this already, releasing season 2 of Formula 1 as well soon enough. But I will be running under a platform. I won't release it or announce it just yet. I am making sure in the background I can do. I was going to try MS2, but Christian, it's very hard to get a grid of AMS2 drivers. I know it has unbelievable Formula mods. It's the Indy cars I love on AMS2. I'm absolutely in love with them. We'll stand with Peter Phelan. He's up a little bit here now. But yeah, it's going to be a different kind of game that I'll be running. Probably on a Thursday. I'm going to keep my weekends free, because I race on a Monday only now. I don't do any of the racing. Oh, class. The F3 brands and Imola, deadly. See, it's grand for off-season stuff. People, I think, enjoy one or two odd races with it, but they don't just go for, you know, the full hog. But that is it. Quali's over. Peter gets himself up into P10. So here we have it. I'm not surprised. Espiotto by 0.07 of a second to Dudley. Then from Chico, who's at 0.3 of a second off Espiotto with Tether behind. Polyamy, Warren, Holloway, Aaron, that is. Batek up in 8th position. Delighted for Batek. Massively, massive. Just the biggest improvement I've ever seen of a driver in the blink of an eye. Going from crashing into people, dive bombing, into thinking about where he's going in. So any driver that comes in with us that does that, we do have a really good talk with them and try and show them the right way, and it's been a breeze. And shooting has been a joy. Last week it was very, very simple. We didn't even need to stream, to be fair. Then we've got Phelan, Ransley, Masters, Holloway, Baz and Ferrante is unfortunately in last position, but there is a 5-minute break. And you can see Giles' livery. Yeah, well, I seen it in the PM. He mustn't have uploaded it correctly. He mustn't have uploaded all the files to Awesome. There is the video in the Discord anyway. We'll go through that with him after. Oh, Nathan Moran's unbelievable, Christian, in whatever car he's in. He's an absolute legend. But all these drivers here, I'm very proud of every single one of them coming in, week week out and doing their thing, and it's fucking great to see it. Obviously, we are still a very new league, for especially in the ACC side of stuff. But it's great to see we are slowly growing. It is taking time like anything else, but we started from scratch and we're doing good, which is nice to see. And absolutely love the community that we do have. And over time, it will grow. I think season 2 is quite a tasty season, so I think that's going to definitely grab a few more people's attention. And speaking of that, I'm actually going to go through what we are doing for season 2 while we are waiting as well. So I'm just going to open it up here myself just to look at it. So season 2 starts on the 4th of October. And our normal server, so we have 90-minute practice, 15-minute quali, and then whatever the race length is. But race 1 is going to be a 90-minute night race in Spa. Now race 2 is going to be Bathurst, 60-minute race. Race 3 is going to be Watkins Glen, 60-minute wet. Race 4 is a 90-minute at Suzuka. Race 5 is a night race at MLS, 60 minutes. Race 6 is Alton Park, 2 30-minute sprints. Race 7 is a 90-minute night race in Kyalami. And we finish out in race 8 in Nuremberg, which will be a 60-minute race also. So it's quite a tasty calendar. And to be honest with you, it's all tracks I love to drive myself. So I'll be really, really sad that I can't get to race it, but excited for the drivers being able to do it, especially Kyalami. I love that track. But sure, it's going to be fun. Go on, Christian, be good. Thank you for popping in. Good to see you, mate. Hopefully you're doing well, and look, speak soon. Yeah, Aaron, unfortunately, he didn't get it in, but that's fine. We'll go through that anyway, but what we'll do now, sure, while we're waiting, let's go to drive, and let's go through all the cars one by one. So your pole position there is Mr. Marco Esposito. I'll call him Espiotto or any other name under the sun, but he seems to be rapid around here in that really nice looking AMG Mercedes. Second position with the mustache is Mr. John Dudley. Is there any sandbags in this car? There isn't. Good man, John. Then in third position there we have Chico. I'm just going to check the tyres to see if Chris put any oil onto them, because knowing Chris, there's a bit of oil. His brake disc, it's not worn out. And this tyre is fine as well, so I think he should be fine. Then moving on here to Mr. Tedder himself. Is there any torpedoes? That could be part of a torpedo, you never know with him. So there's no torpedoes. Obviously, hasn't a livery on the car, but he is in P4. Ricky here in P5. Now, this Aston Martin is only 6th fastest around here under the bop, so very impressive there from Ricky to have that up in 5th position there. From the hard man himself, Mr. Nathan Moran in just, it's pouring. I should have a warning on this screen just for the beauty of this car. It is so nice. It's just a beautifully done livery. I may ask him who done it, because it's fucking gorgeous. It really is nice, no matter where you look. Then of course our boy Aaron Holloway in I don't know if you'd know what Formula 1 team he supports. I think it's McLaren myself. But yeah, no, Aaron, he drives for Williams in the Formula 1 side and has the Williams liveried car here. Great job for him up in P7. Batek in the Red Bull inspired livery here in P8. And he made this one himself, his first ever livery to make. And you know what? He's done a great job. Well done, Mr. Batek. Then in P9, we have Andy Polycott in his first ever race in FFG. And an absolute pleasure to have him in here. And hopefully we see a bit more of him as well. Absolute legend for joining. Thank you. And Mr. Peter Phelan, I've made this Irish livery for him there. Has Jemson, Paddy Power, Brennan's Bread. If you're Irish, you'll know who Brennan's are. RTE, the usual stuff. Then we have then in P11, Mr. Matt Ransley. I really like that livery. I don't know. I think it is just a base livery, but it's just really, really, really nice. Super aggressive. P11 then is Mr. Matt Ransley there in another beautiful looking Macca. A much more evil looking, much darker colour. And it's really, really nice as the cars are jumping up and down. Then we have then Mr. Cam Masters in his McLaren as well. That's a really nice looking livery also. Good to see all the different liveries here. And then of course my boy Baz O'Neill in P14 repping it. Hopefully he updates it next week because I want to see that carbon on the car because it looks so sexy. It's honestly, I love that paint job, I really do. Then Mr. Ferrante himself here. That is a gorgeous Beamer. It really is. The Rockstar livery is beautiful. And I'm a massive fan of Mr. Ferrante. I'm pretty sure he's Canadian-Italian. But I'm sure he will correct me on that. And that's beautiful. So that rounds up, guys, our grid for today. We are missing, of course, a few drivers. And they are all ready to go. So I'm going to call out my top 3. I normally like to get it wrong, so why not be wrong as always? I'm going to say we are going to be... Esposito, if he gets his pit stop wrong again, that's going to be the killer for him. So I'm going to say Dudley from... Chico from Esposito. But why is it daytime? The server is daytime. Well, this didn't work out well. So it's a daytime race. It was meant to be night, but... the practice you're doing is different. But here we go, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, so I just need to stretch everything back out as well. Just gonna fix this here because it looks like we are missing a little bit of the screen. Indeed we are. That's because of me messing around earlier. There we go. And we are off, guys. Here we are. Esposito still holds the lead. Dudley in second. You've got Chico right beside him in third. Tedder staying there in fourth position here. You have Polyami though with Nathan Moran and Batek going down the inside. Oh, so John Dudley and Chico and Mr. Esposito have come together. Polycott's gone down the field. Ferrante has had a bit of a moment as well, so let's go back to, what, 30 seconds here. I'm going to try and get a proper look at this from every angle, really. I'm going to go Polycott to see what happened here. So we'll see the little chain reaction from the front there as well. So we're going to see Tedder and the guys coming together there. Yes, so it was actually Cito and Ferrante. Oh, Ferrante got tagged by Batek trying to come back around. Oh, sorry, Polycott got tagged by, that was 100% Batek. But we do live students, so that will be looked at after the race. We're not live student, we have everything here, the software running. We do a live stream. So we're back on into it here. So you've got Espiotto from Tether up in second position, Dudley in third. You've got Chico in fourth, Polyami in fifth. You have then Phelan up to sixth position, Aaron up in seventh still, Ramsey in eighth, Giles in ninth. Although when I say that, Nathan and him are fighting. Nathan's going to swing it around the outside in the Boatley. And that Boatley's definitely going to have much better top end here. And should easily pull from the Macca. That was a great job there. And he doesn't really need to defend too much. He knows he has the straight line performance there. And in fairness, Giles is going to be under pressure here now from Batek. Well, Polycott there as well is getting by Ferrante. But Ferrante's not going to overly fight this. If he knows that he's not fighting for position, he's going to let him by. He's not going to impede himself or the car behind here. As Batek now is after getting his way by Giles. Or Giles, sorry, Giles. I keep saying Giles. So back on now with Dudley. Dudley is half a second Tether, but Espiotto's pulled 1.5 seconds from Mr. Tether. Polyami though is right there with Chico also. So Polyami, it's half a second clear. Dudley's only 0.2 now off Tether. That's going to be an interesting battle. You've got the Audi versus the BMW. Chris is after running wide though. He's onto the grass. And that gives John Dudley just the space to go by. And he's going to have to let out of that one there. Now the top speed of that Beamer is quite nice. But that Audi, look at the drive he's had out of that corner from Dudley. Wow. And now Chico's all over the back of Tether as well. And Chico's after pulling a bit on Polyami here. So will Chico have a better top speed? Or is he just going to wait? Oh, he's getting pulled along. Chico, he's wanting to do a move, but Chico might just stay out of it. Oh, Tether's getting super close there as well. While all this going on, Nathan Warren now is coming at Mr. Matt Ransley here. Batek's right behind him coming along as well. So Nathan does want to get that move done. He's definitely out of position after the start there as well. So let's see how he gets on. And at the back there's a great little battle going on. You've got Polycott from Masters from Ferrante here. That's going to be spicing up soon enough. But at the minute now, Tether is now right behind Mr. Dudley. Logan, how's this race going? At the minute it's definitely going. There was a bit of contact at the start there, kind of all around in the grid, but the leader was part of the contact, is still out in front. He is clear of John Dudley at the minute, who did start in P2. But Chris has got by Chico to P3. As we said, Nathan Warren's just literally after getting the move done. Let's go back 15 seconds to have a look at this here. So Nathan had the drive down. And Ramsey just conceded that there. So that was a nice move there from Nathan. Exactly what we like to see. I'm going to jump on here now because Mr. Andy Polycott here is coming for Baz at a rate of knots. Now let's see how he gets on in the Ferrari here. So Baz, missed the apex a little bit there and is going to be impeded a bit. So Polycott's just literally waiting. He's going to try now and get a nice drive and maybe get a little sneaky toe down into T1. But he doesn't want to be stuck behind Baz for too long. If he has the pace, he needs to get the move done very, very soon, as he does not want to be losing out too much on the guys ahead. He needs to get a good bit of redemption. Baz getting right out of the line. And now dips back in, trying to break that toe. So the Lambo definitely has the guts over the Ferrari on the straight. So let's see now what Mr. Polycott can do through the corners now to make up for this. Oh! As Mr. Baz has dropped a note. I just want to see what exactly was it aided. Oh, was a bit aided there. Unfortunately, Polycott was not expecting Baz to be going slower there. That's normally a flat out part of the track. So there's not... That's fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. That's just two different driving styles, unfortunately, there. Poor Polycott's been through the war so far. But keeping it going, which is the main thing. Jumping on with Aaron now, he's starting to put the pressure on Peter Phelan there with Nathan Moran coming up behind him as well. So this is going to be an interesting battle, and it's going to spice up who will come out on top of this one. We're going to have to find out now, but yeah, the McLaren's going to be a sitting duck here. Oh, and Aaron's after losing out now to Nathan Moran after that. Not exactly what he wanted, but this is what happens there. So Phelan is back up in P6 with Nathan now right behind him. Nathan, though, will not be waiting around too much. And now look at this right behind you. You've got Matalanzi and Batek coming into this here. So Peter is starting to become a cork in a bottle. And the pressure is definitely building now. So Batek has got to move down on Ransley while waiting here. Batek not waiting around. Polycott's 10 seconds off Giles as well. Oh, getting very close there. Did Nathan just get out with that himself, or what happened there? Let's go back and have a look at that. 15 seconds. So Batek came in, way too hot there and hit the back of him. Then Nathan just totally missed the corner there. He was put off, got a little bit unstable. And unfortunately for him, that was that. So he's now 4.1 seconds off this. So Batek now coming up towards Holloway next to Holloway, essentially back by these. So it's very hard racing here so far. Ferrante, though, is looking to fight Cam Masters. Baz is 5 seconds off this catching, though. But Ferrante's having a great battle out there now. Oh, Cam has dropped it. And unfortunately for Ferrante, there's not much he could have done there. So Masters dropped that by himself. Did he hit the curb too much, or what happened? Oh no, he just, yeah, he went off into the grass. Florida. Oh my god. Oh, poor old Ferrante had nowhere to go there. But I'm glad he's buoying, that's the main thing. I'm going to jump on with Batek now as he's fighting now with Aaron Holloway here. Batek, though, obviously after that bit of a spin at T1, and then he clipped Polycott when trying to turn around. I think he just went a bit too soon. Oh, he's jumping the inside. That's a very aggressive move there, but Aaron gave him the space. Aaron not happy though. Giving a bit of flashing. So now Batek up against Phelan next to Batek. He's driving a bit aggressive. He's the bit between his teeth anyway. Aaron's still flashing. Oh, Aaron. There's no point getting annoyed. You need to focus and get back, boy. You have the pace. Don't let the head get to you, as Cam is in the pits now. So Cam might be just doing his pit stop to get it out of the way. Let's see how long he stops for. He's hardly changing tyres as well, the madman. He is 53 seconds stopped. Wow. That's definitely tyres damage and everything, yeah, because it was quite a hit as well with Ferrante that time. So he's gone for the full works to go to the end, because it is quite a long way to go. So Dudley 1.8 seconds off Espiotto, keeping him honest enough. Header's not too far off, but Header's under pressure there from Chico. It's Chico time. Interesting stuff. Let's go back. I'm going to try and look at the replay if I can from the race start. just to see what happened here. So Espioto got a nudge from the back of Chico, it was, which then caused him into Dudley, which sent on that reaction. We'll go back then to the other bit of contact, and that was the same contact. Oh, there was just, yeah, then you'd Espioto. Wow, okay. So car 115 is Baz, car 42 is Polycott. So we've seen Baz and Polycott coming together as well. But let's go back into the main race. I do like looking back at the older race start incidents as well. I think this is the one that I want to see then. No. There was nothing there to watch. It's lying to me now. But while Chico's still at this, Aaron and Phelan are back at it. Batek has got by Phelan, which I did miss. Sorry, Batek. We've got Aaron and Ramsey now right behind Phelan. Phelan is feeling the pressure. He needs to eat more of that Brennan's bread. Going on to the Late Late Show and Everett he'll be famous after this one. So Baz is after getting by Ferrante. Ferrante obviously now has that unfortunate damage with Cam dropping it and just coming right back onto the track. He was a passenger at that stage, so it was genuine bad luck for Ferrante there. There was obviously no malice in that one. Chico though is threatening Tether all race long. And of course there's a few nice little battles going on at the minute. I just don't know where to be looking, to be honest about it. Oh, whoa. I literally looked at the timings for 1 second and this happens here. So Phelan. Oh, Aaron just got the braking wrong. Oh. Aaron will be disappointed with himself for that one there. It's not a place. He just got on the brakes too late and tried to get that position. That's a rare mistake from Aaron. I think that's the first mistake I've seen from him. And he won't be happy with himself for that one. Still all doing a great job. So Batek's up into 6th position now. Chico still fighting with Chris Tedder here. Fast lap of the race, of course, is with Mr. Espioto, 136.297. Only 1, 2, 3 other drivers in the 136s. Wow, okay. So back on now with Dudley. What's happened, Chico? Chico's in the pits, that's what's happened. He's not getting by, so he was like, you know what? I think that's a smart move from him. If he's not getting by on track, do it off the track. Get that undercut done. That damage obviously not affecting Batek too much. So for Chico, it's going to be interesting to where he feeds out because he doesn't want to be stuck behind back marker. So he's only at a stop now. It's such a long track or a pit stop around here. So he wants really for Cam to be behind him. Although Cam might be ahead of him by the time he gets out. So with Chico now, so Chico's starting to leave the pits. Okay, so I think he's going to come out ahead of Cam. It just depends how long he has to go. Oh. Okay, so I think he's going to come out ahead of Cam. And where is he? I think he's going to be ahead of Ferrante as well. Okay, so he just has Baz then. So, do you know what? He didn't come out too bad. Cam's after stopping. he have a moment, or is he just after disconnecting or what? But he's back in the pits anyway. Jeez, he stopped in a horrible spot. Thank God he jumped in anyway. Don't know what happened there. It looks like a disconnection or an issue with the wheel. It literally went from power to no power and then slowed down. Now Nathan only 0.6 of a second off Ransley. In that Boatley, he's flying tonight, and to be honest with you, I reckon they'll be moving to turn 1, as is the pace difference in a straight line of these two cars. Ransley doing everything to break that toe. Now he's stuck to the inside line. The only thing is, Warren is going to have to try set this up where he gets the switch back. Not much. You look at the size difference of the cars. It's crazy. Nathan's doing a phenomenal job there, having the battle. So while they're a little bit further ahead, we're going to jump on now to Mr. Chico, as he's right on the back of Baz. Chico is trying to find a way by. Baz there being very, very sound and letting them by. Give him the hazards, Chico. I think that was very nice from Baz. Jumping on now, Aaron is fighting now with his brother. So the Holloway brothers are at it. So Giles is ahead at the minute of Aaron. Does fight is no as well, so the gap there out front, Marco is about 5.6 seconds clear of John in the live timings, as Aaron has dropped into the pits anyway. Aaron doesn't want to lose any time, so Giles stays going there by himself. Look at this, Ransley and Moran at it again, 0.2 of a second off. Nathan just needs to be released, I think. Once Nathan gets released, he'll be flying. He's going. He's much later on the brakes. I think this Nathan. He needs to force an error here. He needs to get by. He's definitely losing overall lap time. And he's just, yeah. That's tough for him at the minute. I'd like to see Nathan get by and move on with it. But it is fair racing out there. Ransley's doing absolutely epic. Although Ransley's run quite wide there now. Although he still has the drive. He's ahead of the Bentley. Nathan just showing his nose there, saying, look, I'm here. Dudley holding Tether at bay quite nicely. I think Chico owes Mr. Baz an old point after this as well, because Baz really didn't impede him enough to be losing too much time, which is going to help Tether down the road. Because when Tether slips back into this, it might be harder to get by with how hard these guys are racing behind. So Chico's 14 seconds from Mr. Polycott now. And Polycott is 1.1 seconds now off Mr. Giles. So let's see what happens. Nathan Moran is now in the pits. Nathan knew as well he was hemorrhaging time. That's the best thing to do there, especially around this kind of track. When you're stuck behind somebody like this, get in the pits and get the undercut done. There's no point wasting your time. I'm assuming most people will go for tyres, although Chico done a splash and dash, as did Aaron. So it'll be interesting to see then if Nathan opts for tyres as well, or just goes for the splash and dash. Confirms it there, that's a splash and dash. Well, he's not going. Is there damage to be fixed, I wonder? How much of it? We're going to stay on with Nathan. Stopped 20 seconds in total. I'd say that was a mixture of fuel and damage. So back on now with Mr. Polycott here. 1.5 seconds off Giles. Chico's down now to 12 and a bit seconds off him. So Chico's absolutely flying out there at the minute. Back up in third position there, you see right behind Pauline. He's not too far away from Tedder. Tedder's not too far off Mr. Dudley, and even Polly or Batek in the background there. He's about a pit stop off. Well, a pit stop part of it, not the driving through that. The Polycott here is slowly reeling in Giles. As I say that, Giles after running wide, Polycott done the same. It's always what can happen there. You'd end up following the car ahead. You'd be that focused on it that you end up going off when they go off. So luckily he was able to catch that in time and didn't lose too much time. And Giles would be a bit annoyed over that, but he didn't lose too much time and didn't get damage being the main thing. So he's not in too bad of a spot there. So Aaron Holloway's 4.9 seconds now off Nathan Moran. After that, Ferrante then run up in P12. Fair play to you, brother. What we like to see. He'll race his own race then. Baz doing a great job there in P11. Keeping it going after that contact early on. Batek doing a great job up in P5. Got to give it to him. Quite aggressive today. I've seen a bit more of the older Batek starting to peep out a bit, but he's kept it within limits, I suppose. Yeah, he's doing a great job there. Tedder is still 2.7 seconds off, so I'm just trying to give everyone a bit of airtime here as well. So Mr. Brennan's bread there, doing a grand job. A few scars on that paint job, fresh out of the paint booth. Polycott doing a great recovery drive. Very unlucky with that tap from Batek earlier on. But has gotten back into it and is going very well. And it's not Ferrari's strongest track as well, so fair play to him persevering that one. Giles doing an amazing job. Unfortunately, his livery hasn't shown through. And Chico is making good work of these. He's down to 5.5 seconds. Chico absolutely flying in the 136s. So the only other person ahead of him there is the race leader, Esposito, who's now coming up with back markers, but he is doing 136.4s, best lap of 136.202. There hasn't been any incidents since minute 13 of the race. So we've gone over 10 minutes without any kind of incident. And it looks like, how many did we have? 8 incidents altogether of touches that have been registered. Esposito's doing a phenomenal job, but I'm going to go back onto Giles here. Polycott's got by. Is it too late? It is too late. Sorry about that one, guys. It's always the case, you're looking at one thing, by the time you look back, there's a move done. Great stuff there from these. And see, this is the thing, the Macca is slower in a straight line than most cars. Its biggest handicap is that straight line speed. But now Chico is only 3 seconds off these guys. This is going to get quite interesting now. But look at this, Giles is coming back here, so he's showing great pace, and Polycott is under a bit of pressure now as well. Oh, Giles, I wouldn't be doing it there. He's gotten out of it, which is good, but that's not a corner you'd want to be side by side through. I think that's the one thing when you're when you're commentating and you can see something about to happen, you're praying it doesn't. That was one of those moments. Chico gets a little bit of wash and gets a bit sideways, but Chico's right onto these now. Look at this from Giles though. Polycott on the inside line. Giles is trying to get by. Giles has outbraked himself though. Chico is, I feel, going to get held up quite a bit here. And there's not much he can do about this. I'm sure he's probably, get on, get out of my way. There's not much he can do. And the two boys go off the track. Giles gets back on fairly safe. So that's Chico by Giles. But now Chico is right beside. Is he going to go for it? He's not. So Polycott, I think that Chico's going to have him here in the straight. That Audi in a straight line anyway is just sick. So let's see what he can do. Although he's a little bit back though on Polycott, so he may not have the straight line speed this time round on the Fezza. The Mac is trying to stick with him, but that's not going to happen. So Chico showing the nose. Chico's going to go for it. He's made the move open. Polycott sees that, lets it by. Oh, Giles. Oh, thank God Giles got on the brakes again. I thought that was going to be a rear ending for poor Polycott. Fair play to Giles. Reaction time there, very, very good. These guys here though, in P9 and P10, putting on a great show. And not a show that Chico wanted a front row seat to, but he's got by after a lap, so, you know, he can't complain too much, to be fair. Chris Tedder is gone into the pits, so this will be interesting to see now what goes on there with this one. So let's see how this gets on. So that wasn't too bad of a stop for Chris. So let's see exactly where he's going to wean out into this. Will Chico be ahead though? I don't think he's going to be ahead. Although it's going to be close. Oh, this is going to be stupidly close. I think Chico's going to get the job. I do think Chico's got a... Yeah. He has. The undercut was massive. Absolutely massive there, even with being blocked. Chico has had a massive advantage. Instead of fighting there, he's after pulling nearly 4 seconds clear by jumping into the pits. So that's after playing a massive dividends, as Giles is in the pits there as well. He's going to jump on with him. Stop for 15 seconds. I think his engine only went off as well. He may have been out of the pit box, possibly. So Cam, I think, is giving up whatever his issue was. He is out. But Aaron staying going, has his pit stop done. Frante's in the pits now as well. So Aaron's back up one position and he's going to get by his brother who's coming out of the pits there now. Nathan Moran and P11, 10 seconds clear of Aaron, has been pulling out. Baz O'Neill is doing a great job. Batek has finally gone into the pits. He's going to have to fix that damage there. There's quite a little bit in the front of that car. It'd be interesting to see how long he pits for. Ollie Amy doing a stupidly good job as always. It's exactly what we like to see. Nice stuff. Dudley is nearly 10 seconds clear on Esposito now. So Esposito is definitely doing a great job, and he is the championship leader. And don't forget, the winner does get an FFG hoodie. Championship hoodie, should I say. So that is going to be quite interesting. So Baz now by Feelin's in the pits. Batek's just leaving the pits. He hasn't fixed his damage. Dudley's in the pits, so it's pit central here now. Ferrante's still in the pits, so he's only leaving the pits though. I think Ferrante definitely fixed damage, 47 second stop. Phelan 22 second stop. Tether was only 18 seconds. Chico was 10, so Tether must have took on maybe a bit more fuel and maybe had a bit of damage to fix as well. Dudley stopped for 8 seconds only. I think he was the fastest person stopped. So unbelievable stuff there. They're really at it now. I don't think Chico is near enough. He's going to be quite a bit ahead of Chico, I'd say. By the time he gets down to the end, I'd say it's still going to be 10 seconds-ish. Chico's coming onto the main straight now. But Dudley's still in the pits. That's it there now. He's back going. Oh, so there's probably going to be about 10 seconds, I'd say, in it. So he's pulled quite a good gap. Could be 2 P2s for Dudley. So Ransley in the pits now as well. So everybody getting in the pit stops done. Looking at the pit stop count, we only have Esposito, Polyami, Polycott, Baz left the pit. Everybody else has done their mandatory fuel stop only. Tyres are optional. If you had major damage, you might as well change tyres. It makes sense. They're going to be there for quite a while regardless. So Batek probably going to get by Ransley. Oh, Phelan's just had a massive incident there. Let's have a look at that. He's been struggling, I think, a little bit. Oh, he just clipped the grass. It's so easy to do. Luckily enough, not a major amount of damage there, but the last thing you want to be doing is getting the damage on the Macca here, because the Macca is so aero dependent, really, to be extracting pace from it. He doesn't want to be doing that too much. As he's going down the straight, let's look there. Ransley doing a grand job. Aaron Holloway though is starting to catch him as well. He's only 3.4 seconds off, and Nate Moore 7 seconds ahead of him. So Baz is in the pits for his pit stop as well. So that was a quick stop there as well. Well, all in all, it actually wasn't by the time he done tyres as well. It's 40 seconds stopped. So Esposito still yet to pit. Polyami still yet to pit. So that's why Polyami is, I think, slightly out of position. So Dudley is 6.9 seconds ahead of Chico, but Chico's pulled out another 2 seconds on Chris Tether. So Chico is genuinely having very good pace at the minute here. So at this phase of the race, Chico's been running really well. He's gotten kind of the free air essentially, running through the back markers and getting just the job done, which is what we like to see as well. For Chris now, he's learned the car tonight as well, so it might be interesting. You might see Chris jump into BMW moving forward even. You never know. I'm starting to eventually like this Beamer. It's took a while, but I'm starting to like it. Although I'll never admit that to Matty Gamble. Good stuff there. 1 second away, Aaron is now from Mr. Ransley, so Aaron has been just chipping away at that. And that looks like Ferrante behind them. Ferrante having another great race, keeping it clean, which is the main thing, and doing a very good job, which is what we like to see. Also, Cam got a drive-through. Oh, that's a lovely livery, Cam. So Cam actually got a drive-through and then didn't serve it, so that's what happened. But delighted to have him in here. And hopefully, oh, as Mr. Aaron gets the job done by Matt. Interesting. So Aaron now is clear. How far is he away? He's 12 seconds, nearly 13 seconds off Nathan. That could be a bit much to chew. Nathan's about 13 seconds off Batek. Polycott though is 18 seconds ahead of him. Polycott is still yet to pit. I have a feeling Polycott away from near the pit window to end. The same with Polyamy and Esposito. Esposito can really pit what he wants. He's in another league today. Absolutely in another league. And hopefully you can't hear my fan. It's Ireland, but it's super warm. And it's the first time I think I've ever had a fan on in September. I'm looking forward to next week having Gary Smith back on the grid as well, and hopefully Dave Hill with him, Stacey Ellis, and then a few others. So we should be closer to 20 odd then from next week on. Esposito doing a great job as always. But yeah, it's kind of spread out now until the last 2 or 3 guys stop. Then it's going to open up another level of guessing and fighting and going from there. So Batek is surely going to let him through. I know Batek wants to be pushing forward, but he's quite a bit off Polycott, but Polycott is still yet to pit, so I think Batek should hopefully let him by soon and not be impeding. It's not his race. That car. I'd say he done a great job in his livery. Fair play, Batek. Fair play. That's what we like to see. Well done. Well done, Batek. He's done exactly what I told him to do. Doing it in a safe and obvious place. Well done, Batek. You're a fucking legend. What we love to see. So Ransley there now 3.8 seconds off Aaron, so he's dropping off now. So Aaron definitely had the speed over it. Nathan Moran though was pulling on Batek. I'd say that was down to that little move as well. But he's pulling away from Aaron. So Aaron is dropping off from Nathan. Polyamy is staying out. Esposito staying out. So at the minute Esposito is lapping in the 137s. Is there anyone faster? So Chico is faster, but he's dropped into the 137s himself now. Holloway had a small moment there. Let's have a look. Why not? He must have just missed the corner and done the little ring road. Yep. Exactly what I thought. Fair play. That's the way to do it. When you miss the corner, you might as well use the escape road. It's there. You lose probably less time using it properly instead of trying to fight it through the grass and spinning out. Chico is catching Dudley, by the way. He is now only 4.8 seconds off Mr. Dudley. Chico's still reining in there. Ransley is dropped off. I'm really interested to see where Polycott feedback's out into now. So looking at where he is, I have a feeling he'll be out in around the Ransley feeling, possibly Giles area. So that's going to be definitely a fight on. Down with Polyamy. I'm expecting Polyamy. He's definitely going to be out behind Tether, but not by much. Because overall here, just looking at the pits, total pit time, you're talking a minute to a minute and 10, depending on how long you stay. So that would be interesting. Oh, Polycott, what's happened to him? Oh, he was just letting the race leader through. Why did he stop though? What happened to Polycott? He's still in 6th and still has plenty of time to be still getting good points today as well. Be interesting to find out what happened to him. Still going, which is the main thing. Chico is 3.1, but he's stuck behind a bit of traffic here, but the traffic's getting out of the way. I'd say Peter got a little bit of poo there, thinking, shit, I need to not hit him, Still, yeah, Polycott. I'd say Polycott should pit this lap, I think. He'd be mad not to. Polyamy is a madman. Esposito can do what he wants. He's that far. Well, when I say that far clear, he's a minute and 6 seconds clear, so he's not ridiculously far clear. See, this is the thing now. Did he wait too long to pit? I hope he doesn't get another. I hope he doesn't do a Ferrari pit crew thing and fuck up his chances here. Because to be fair. Oh. Because the lads are not lapping too far off from either and sometimes faster. Doing a great job there. So Polycott has finally decided to go into the pits now. So coming out to the moment he stopped for 28 seconds. So he was fixing damage, I'd say. So he might come out behind Giles. Oh, Giles went a mile off track. He's not going to be behind Giles. So Polycott, although he fucking might be behind him. I think he is. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, he's just got out just ahead. Oh, Polycott. That was close, mate. Well done. So far are you off, Polycott then? 17 seconds I'm feeling. Could be doable in 15 minutes, 17 seconds. Depends on the pace difference. Definitely is doable. Defo is doable. 1.6 seconds. Nathan Moran is off Batek. So Nathan Moran has really carved into Batek there. Chico is right behind Dudley now. This is going to be getting spicy. So all the fighting going on, Esposito has pulled a bit on these guys as well. So Audi versus Audi in the same machinery. It is down to setup and talent of who's going to come out on top. And poor old John Dudley can't have a race where he has it his own way. He's always having to fight. His P2 now is rightly under pressure. Will he crack like Humpty Dumpty, or will he keep it lit and keep it all the way to the end? So Esposito has now pitted. It's going to be interesting to see how long he stopped for. And I'll work out my calculations. So ideally for him, he doesn't want to be stopped any more than about a minute, 10 seconds maximum total, which would let him be stationary for about 18 seconds. Any more than that, and it could be a worry in sight. So he was only stopped for 11 seconds. I think he should be safe. Polly Amy's in the pits. Yeah, I think Esposito's going to come out with about 4 or 5 seconds, I think, on the guys. Next guy's only coming around there now. Yeah, he's fine. I would say about 3 to 4 seconds ahead there. He's leaving the pits now. The guys are coming down the main straight. So yeah, he's timed that very well. He's about 6 seconds clear by the end of it there now. So Polly Amy still in the pits. Tedder's going to get by him. Polly Amy's coming out. Does Batek get by him? I don't think Batek's going to get by him though. But Tedder should be by him now. He is. So Polly Amy comes out in P5 as well. Very good result for him so far, but it's not over yet because he's only about 2 and a bit seconds off Chris Tedder as well. So still a lot to play for there. Could be a P4. But Chico now, if he's any chance of catching up to Esposito, he does need to clear Dudley. Dudley has been lapping the 136s as well, so Dudley's being par for par. It's like anything you can do, I can do just as well. Not happening just yet, but we're going to jump on soon now to Nathan Warren, who's all over the back of Batek now. Nathan will have to be careful. Batek is an aggressive driver, but Batek didn't get the better drive. Nathan's going to be having Batek's going to, you know, well, he's going to send it into that corner. Nathan knows that he's giving it the room. He respected the inside line to it there, and he was going to get a bit of a better drive through this bit. Needs to set up this exit better. Needs to be on that power a bit earlier. Needs to put the pressure on here, but he's super close now in that Bentley. It's all about where does Batek brake and where does he brake. Batek's going for the inside line, which is going to slow him down because he can't go across Warren, but Warren then has nowhere to go. So actually very good placement of the car there by Batek. He's done a great job with that one there and has kept Nathan Warren behind. So this is the closest battle. So there's a full battle there for 6th and 7th, or 5th and 4th, and for 2nd and 3rd. All less than a second. And now 12th and 11th with Polycott and Giles added as well. Look at just how close these are together. Nathan Warren's waiting for a way boy. He definitely has the pace there. He might squeeze his nose ahead for a second on the drag race, but just has to sit and wait. So Chico now getting quite close here. In the same machine though, it's quite tough. Well, there's not going to be a move there unless he does a massive send. Let's jump back on with Warren and Batak as he tries to build that up. Let's jump on now to the longer view. Oh, that very aggressive switch to the left. Warren, I think, is being super patient here. He's not overthinking it or overdoing it. He's just being super patient. That's all you could ask for. Wow, it's 7 minutes or 7.5 minutes for them to really pull something special out of the bag. I'm sure Chico would be delighted with podium, but he'd like to get that second spot. Nathan Warren, I'm sure, would really love that 6th position, but Batek doing a phenomenal defending. Warren is doing everything he can. Warren has the pace. I can smell if he gets it by at all, he will pull away. This is the best chance for Warren yet, but had to back out to try and get by. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, it's all just about getting just one right moment. Great job there, but feeling now is catching Ransley here as well. So there's battles starting to come everywhere here. Now jumping up. Oh, Batek and Warren at it there. We just missed that. Let's go back and have a look here. We're going to Headicam. So Warren super close. Batek holds the inside line. Warren has got around the outside. Oh, Batek runs wide. So Batek really should hand that position back, because Batek was not going to hold on to that position there. That will definitely be looked at as well with the stewards, myself being one of them. But while that's going on, Polyamy here is all over the back of Tether here now. And Chico on Dudley, this is just crazy everywhere I look. I'm surprised with the Aston Martin Polyamy has the pace that he seems to have, because on the BOP list, like, this was one of the lower end cars. I think there's like a 2 or a 3 in terms of fastest around here. So Polyamy obviously has a lot of pace, and maybe see him in a car that suits the track more, he'd be rapid. So Warren and Batak at it again. I think Batak's going to give the place back on track. I'm assuming that's what's happening. around is very cautious of that. I don't know what's happened, so place hasn't been handed back, so we'll see what happens. So Chico here, less than 3.5 minutes to go, plus a lap possibly. Depending on Esposito, and I wouldn't mind. Oh, Warren and Batak at it, swapping back. Warren has the chance here now. Batak's holding on the inside line, but Warren should try and swing it around the outside and get more speed down the straight. Batak's really abusing the room, and look at Baz is just sitting there catching up with him. The only thing is Warren now has the ideal line. He just needs to break that bit later and not give the room. Warren needs to get more aggressive, I think. Ooh. Chico and Dudley side by side. Chico has got to move done. We'll go back 15 seconds, see how that happened. Chico sends it around the outside, keeps the power on. Dudley took a tighter line, and unfortunately gives him less of a drive out of the corner. Oh, Dudley done great all race, but still there's a podium on the cards, which is great to see. Going to jump back on now with Nathan Warren. I think Nathan has finally got the move on Batak. Batak's going to fight back though. Nathan has the inside line, which is what he needs. Batak now flashing and is getting the toe. Nathan just needs to, I think, keep the inside line with Batak. So Batak's going for the wider line here now. No, Batak, don't do it. Good man. Oh, that always gets me the EBs when I see someone trying to stick the nose up in a desperate attempt coming near the end of a race. But look at this one here. Tether is under pressure from Polyamy, having a great ding dong. Oh, Polyamy has the ability, I think, to carry more speed. Tether's on that defensive line, giving it everything here. But Chico is kind of checked out now from Dudley now that he's got by. He's already pulled about a second clear and is pulling in time to Mr. Esposito. Chico is like nearly a second faster. I don't think he's going to have the time now. Polyamy is trying everything. Super close there. Close, fair race, and these guys trust each other. Tether has the trust in Polyamy. Polyamy has the trust in Tether. Two different lines there. Polyamy's definitely carry more speed on the exit, but has nowhere to go and has to get onto the brakes. I do wonder for Chico, if he had cleared Dudley 15 minutes ago, would he have got the jump on Esposito? I do have a feeling he would have. But now Esposito is on the final lap of this race. And just to go through the order, in 14th position we've got Mr. Ferrante, the best awareness I've come across in sim racing. Then Baz O'Neill, I'm going to put a crash test in his car. Unfortunately, I think he had one or two little taps, nothing major. He's getting out of the way of the race leader there. Then Giles Holloway, second ever race, P12. Probably wished for a little bit better today, but look, you can't go too wrong with that one. Polycott on his debut has been through the mill. As I say that, I've jinxed him. But he is P11 at present. He just needs to get it going. So he has got it going there. So Giles loses it as well, I think, with the shock of a car going off in front of him. Polycott on his debut, P11, even, you know, with everything that's happened. Obviously, we will be doing the stewarding tomorrow live on stream, where we will be going through the incidents. Polyamy, though, has got the move done on Tether. Let's go back 15 seconds. We got it done just before we noticed like what I was going through. Sorry about that, Polyamy. But now Tether's 0.4 behind him. Chico's now only 4 seconds off Esposito. Polyamy then with Dudley in third position. Chico in second, but this is the race leader here. Coming around now, the final long corner. Absolutely epic race from him. He lost out with strategy last week. He has not lost out this week. Start to finish, Esposito pole, fastest lap and race win. With second place coming through there now, Mr. Chico. With Dudley in third position. Polyamy not over yet with Polyamy and Tether. As Tether sends it around the outside, Tether is hoping for position. Polyamy though side by side. It's going to be a drag race. A little bit of touching there. Tether has got 4th position back on the last turn. I'm choking to death. I can't believe that. Polyamy ends up 5th. Then our 6th position is Mr. Nathan Warren. He was coming around there now. Batek doing donuts there in 7th position. Aaron Holloway in 8th. Phelan crossing the line in 9th. Ransley in 10th. Hollycott coming home in 11th. Giles 12th. Baz 13th. Ferrante 14th position there. Okay, we still don't know what's going on. Nice though on the start to finish that one. Well, that was definitely something. Header stopped on the track. Esposito still driving around on a lap of victory. A few cars stopped at the bottom there. There you go, guys. That was definitely a race full of action from start to finish. And for us stewards, we only have 12 incidents to look at. And a few of them were part of the one, so I'm sure we could even try to run them tonight if Chico is up for it, but we'll ask him. Now, is there anybody in for an interview? We have Aaron in the waiting room. So, Mr. Aaron, how was that for you? Definitely not your easiest race, and you made a mistake for the first time.
No. I let my frustration show, I think. I took turn 1 so carefully. Batek was facing. I was looking into Batek's eyes at the apex. So that, I was quite annoyed at that. And then contact there. I was quite annoyed with Batek's move, to be honest. That's what really annoyed me. I had to really just get out of it to avoid a collision.
I was even saying that you need to let that go and try and focus again, because I could see you flashing and just making the mistakes then.
And then I got stuck behind Phelan. That move, it felt on for me in the cockpit.
Yeah.
But I'll need to watch it back. But for me, it felt on. I think it looks worse than it does because the contact was quite early. I think if he didn't touch me so early, I would have got it slowed down a lot earlier. But yeah, I'll have to watch that back. But other than that, when I got in the free air, I just had some pretty good pace and started to like the track as well. So yeah, when I was on my own, it was fine. And P8's are pretty good points for today, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. And I see Chris Tedder was saying his tyres are gone from early tyre pressure loss. That was a fucker if you get a tyre pressure loss around here. I've had that before. Looking there, I'm going to get your brother in as well. So we've got Giles, Villeneuve, or Giles, whatever way you want to call him. What's the crack with you, bud?
Hello.
Well, how was that for you? Your second kind of official race. You had some amazing pace, but just unlucky then with a few little spins and that.
I don't think I had any spins.
Well, off track moment, should I say?
Yeah. I mean, it was mainly due to tyre pressure. My front,
okay.
Both of my right sides were below 22 psi.
Oh wow, okay.
And that was for a lot of the race. I think you missed it on the stream. I had a bit of contact at the end, but I let the guy through. So, I hit his back, and I'm not going to take that position. That's not fair of me. So.
Well, you'll see it in the old Stewart stream anyway. Any incidents that's happened, I have it.
So yeah.
So will I disqualify you from the race? Is that what you're saying? No, not that mean. But no, honestly, look, I'm very proud of you, mate. Your second race in ACC, especially with not having the racing and stuff like that, you're honestly doing amazing. Obviously, you showed your pace in F1 last night as well. But no, I'm really looking forward to see as you get more to grips with ACC and especially the handling, and obviously they're a massively different car to Formula 1, so I'm really looking forward to see what you can do with them. Yeah,
that McLaren just didn't feel good at all today.
This is a bad track for the McLaren.
Yeah.
It is. It's an honest answer. The Audi is actually the best car around here. The Merc, Beamer and Lambo, I think it is, are second best around here. So looking at the BOP, I'll send you on actually the BOP rating of what cars are fast on each track, so you can actually have a proper look at it. And that's the updated one, so then you'll understand where your cars are going to be strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, guys, great fun. I'm gonna see can I grab anyone else in. I'm just gonna drag everyone in here. These
Oh,
ignorant pricks, yous come in here and talk, yous pricks.
Yeah, you're free to phone to Chris Tedder right now. Sorry I can't answer the phone right now, but you'd like to leave your name, your number. I'll get back to you as quick as I can.
No, you left a bit of that. Sorry, it's Chris Ted. I'm just going into town one torpedoing a few people. I will give you a call back later on in my meta car.
I'll let you know I don't torpedo anyone.
No, to be fair, you actually had a good race today, mate.
And to be fair, new car 10 minutes before the qualifying.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, no, you're doing honestly very well. And I'd say you couldn't believe it coming around the last corner, getting the position back.
that was some good content for you, mate.
That was good fun, mate. That applying pressure, I had to run on him. And I think he did what I did the lap before and just outbraked himself.
Yeah.
And then when he went off, it was a case of, yeah, I'm gonna squeeze through that gap.
Yeah. I know, it was really good racing between both of you. But Chico, honest to God, if you didn't get stuck behind John for so long, I reckon the win was on for you today. You had rapid pace in the second part of that, or the second phase of that race as well.
I got kind of figured out the car along the way today, and the funny thing is, I actually John, when passing a back marker, got forced off track, and I waited for him to continue our battle. I lost the both of us like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah. And I noticed with the lobby restart, because of Chris's stayed daylight, so anyone can blame Chris that I wasn't there.
No, that was because the quali was on the same day, but
okay.
It's not so much quali's on the same day, but if quali goes past the start of the race, that's what happened.
Well, we're just going to blame Chris Tedder either way. But it's what we do, Chris.
Don't blame me, mate.
Yeah, it's what we do.
Don't blame me. I thought I'd come and grace the track instead of the commentary box.
Yeah, no, it was good to see it on the track, and you ended up having some great racing and a very good result for you. You got Chico off the start, had a few bumps in it, all right. But Chico, the good news is there's only 12 incidents to look at, and some of them are part of one. So if you fancy doing it tonight, we can beat through that now in a minute, or you can wait till tomorrow. That's up to yourself.
And we'll do it tonight because tomorrow is gonna be difficult with also doing Amigos touring.
Okay, well, look.
Right, lads, I'm going to shoot. So, yeah, great racing tonight. Enjoyed that.
Brilliant to have you in there, Chris.
Soon. Yeah, no, enjoyed it, mate. Speak to you soon.
But before we go, I do want to speak, though, to really quick to Alpha Punt Me, Dog Me. It's never a race goes by where you don't get a little tap.
Oh, yeah. There's always a Tommy Tryhard, isn't there?
I think tonight, though, it was just one of those nights everyone was very bullish. Like, from the very first to the car on the grid to the very last, there was a bump with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those days, but overall, it wasn't too bad. You did a great drive and some very good pace, Baz, as well, to be fair.
I was pretty happy with the pace. I didn't manage to spin it this time. Every time I've raced this track, it's been great, you know, once you get into it. But
yeah.
The following day you think, oh, I don't want to race that again.
I love this track. I honestly love it.
It goes to the back of the list.
Yeah, but that's why we like having the random tracks like this on it, because a lot of people wouldn't have raced Kota when we had it at the start of the season, and the likes of this as well. But these are the tracks that really show, I suppose, the tenaciousness of some of the drivers in terms of being adaptable, and it definitely shows. While you mightn't have the top pace, you're very adaptable, you're very consistent, and you honestly had a great race. To be fair, Alpha, overall, you really did.
Yeah, I was getting faster as I went round, so I mean that's always a good one.
Yeah. And I'm just going to jump on to Mr. Peter Phelan rocking Brennan's bread today.
Follow Ireland.
Jesus, man, you were in the wars as well. That unfortunate spin, and then with Ferrante tipping you as well, got you quite a bit of damage, I'd assume. Is that why your pit stop was quite high?
The damage wasn't too bad. I got up to P6.
Nice.
And I shouldn't have been up there, you know, so I knew I was going to drop back, but I got a tip in the back, then put me back to like P12, I think.
Not too bad.
So, yeah.
What part of Ireland are you from?
Waterford.
Get out of there. I'd say you'd be looking at the cousin thinking she's good looking. I know, I love Waterford. Get a crack, that's it, even. But honestly, no, great race. Overall, look, I think everybody struggled with the track, especially when you do dip a tyre onto the grass. It just fucks you off. There's nothing you can do about it.
My goal is always kind of top 10, so P9 I was happy enough with.
Absolutely. Well, I think without the spins, you could have been about P5, P6. I reckon you had quite good pace today, mate. Obviously, at one stage, it felt like you were a bit of a bottle in a champagne, or a cork in a champagne bottle, should I say. There was loads of cars starting to put the pressure on you at one point as well. But you done fucking brilliant, mate, in fairness.
Yeah, I'm not happy enough with that.
Yeah. There is Polyamy. Ricardo Polyamy, you need to be jumping into this chat for an interview because you had a fucking great race with Chris. But lads, coming on to next week's race, let me have a look just to see before I do get off and do the stewarding with Chris or with Chico. I'm all over the place here. How are you feeling then about next week's race then? Because we are off to fucking any second now when I see the thing.
Silverstone.
Oh, the Silverstone next, yeah.
Yep.
Right. How are you feeling about that? Because I reckon it's going to be wet.
See.
Well, it is Silverstone.
How long is it? 90 minutes?
Not as big as your penis, but I think it's a 60-minute one, that one, Chico, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Might be 90.
We'll discuss that through the stewards one anyway, but how are you all feeling for Silverstone?
I like 2/3 of it.
I like Silverstone, but I'm not too sure how the Audi is there. I can see myself losing it into Maggots and Beckett's.
And the Audi? No, I say the Audi should be fine. Just depends on how, I suppose, loose you have the car.
No, it's just very sensitive. You brake wrong, it tends to like completely lose all downforce at the rear, and then there's no turning, that's just spinning. So it all depends on how well I get used to the track and the car.
Absolutely brilliant. And lads, don't forget, actually, when you're watching or in here, to sign up for season 2. I've made it live on SimGrid, and on the description of it, it gives you the full breakdown of what races are 90 minutes, what ones are sprints, and what one are 60 minutes. And I've put down day or night on a few of them as well to give us a hint. But we're going to stop this stream now and get ready for the stewarding stream in about 5 minutes. So thanks everyone who's watched, liked, subscribed, followed, fingered or jap boy, whatever else they do when they're watching streams. And fair play to you, the drivers, for a fucking great race, lads.
Yeah, cheers, Con. See you in the next one.
Talk to you in the next one, mate.